Good evening, friends. Today we will discuss the strategy for CLAT 2022. At the outset, I must tell you that CLAT PG exam has become extremely unpredictable. CLAT Consortium introduced new format of examination in the year 2020. Initially, it was notified that there would be objective questions with comprehensions based on question type, followed by a subjective paper. Due to COVID 2019, the subjective part was dropped and they retained the objective part alone. It was a comprehension question-based paper. 12 paragraphs were given and 10 questions were asked from each of the paragraphs. For the year 2021, consortium notified that they would be retaining the CLAT PG 2020 format with subjective paper. But again, at the last moment, the subjective part was dropped. But I feel in CLAT 2022, there will be a subjective part, which will be the rank decider. In the next 15-20 minutes, we will see how CLAT 2020 and CLAT 2021 were similar to each other or different from each other. We will also see what can we expect from CLAT 2022 and what strategy should be followed. I'm assuming that all of you are conversant with the format of the paper. For each correct answer, you will get 1 mark, and for each wrong answer, 1/4 mark will be deducted. Let's discuss. First, we will discuss CLAT 2020. The 3 important characteristics of the question paper were first, comprehension-based questions were there. Questions were based on recent judgments, and question paper was not lengthy. Now, there were 12 comprehension-based questions, right? So each comprehension was followed by 10 questions. Most of the comprehensions were based on recent judgments. In CLAT 2020, only recent judgments were asked. If we see the CLAT 2020 paper, the oldest judgment was Puttaswamy judgment of 2017. And the most recent judgment which was included in the question paper was Prashant Bhushan case, which was out in the month of August. Most of the judgments were on 2019 or 2020. If we see Siddharaju judgment, which was of 2020, Prashant Bhushan judgment was of 2020, Kerala State Beverages case was from 2019, Anuradha Bhasin was from 2020, Shaira Bano case, which was from 2017. Besides, there was 1 paragraph by Upendra Bakshi, 1 paragraph by Pranav Pradhan, 1 paragraph on Hofeld model of jurisprudence, 1 paragraph on Habermas theory of jurisprudence, and 1 paragraph on international law. There were few questions on jurisprudence and international law and constitution. Even those questions included reference to recent judgments. The judgment-based questions were very typical in nature. Many of the questions asked under comprehension were not related to the comprehension itself. The questions required a detailed understanding of the judgment. Without a detailed learning of the judgment, it would be impossible to answer the questions. The questions are difficult compared to CLAT 2021. The questions were difficult, in fact, compared to CLAT 2021. 90% of the questions were conceptual in nature. Around 15 to 20 questions were based on rote learning. The question paper was not lengthy. many questions could be solved without reading the comprehensions. Take my case, as I have read many of the judgment asked in the paper, I did not waste time in reading the paragraphs. So you could, the questions could be solved even without reading the judgment, even without reading the comprehension itself. Now let's see how some of the questions were, to get the feel of the paper. This question in the slide is an application-based question on jurisprudence. The question was, the boundary wall surrounding A's property was broken, which caused a number of villagers to cross through his property to reach the adjoining market. A repaired the wall and stopped the villagers. What was the nature of legal relationship? Now, the concept in this question which is involved is jural correlatives, and it is about liberty, no right connection. So the question tests the concept of jural correlatives of Hofeld model and their application to a real life scenario. The key data available in the question is property belongs to A. A's ownership is not disputed. Villagers were using the road because the boundary wall was broken. They don't have a right of way. They were using it as a temporary measure. A stopped the villagers. A exercised his right to protect his property. So the answer would be A has an ownership over his property. That means A has the liberty to use his property any way possible. So if he's creating a boundary wall, this is liberty. Hence the jural correlative is no right. Now, other judgment-based questions can be categorized into the following broad categories in 2020 CLAT paper. So asking the name of the judgment. So an excerpt of a judgment was given and asked the excerpt is taken from which judgment, right? Which means they gave you a paragraph, a comprehension. It was taken from one of the recent and important judgment, and they asked that to which judgment this paragraph belongs to. Then questions were about asking the citation of a judgment, right? So there was an excerpt of right to privacy judgment which was given, and they asked the citation of that particular judgment. Now questions were based on concepts, conceptual questions. They gave a paragraph from Siddharaju versus State of Karnataka, but question was asked on the meaning of catch-up principle. It was not mentioned in the that paragraph excerpt. The questions were based on asking who has given that particular passage or that particular paragraph. So the excerpts of right to privacy judgment was given, and there was one phrase. A phrase was taken from the excerpt itself, and they asked which English judge has said that. Now let's see what was the format for CLAT 2021. Like the previous year, the three important characteristics of the question paper were: first, obviously, it was comprehension-based paper. Comprehension-based questions were there. Questions were based on recent judgments and landmark judgments, both. But question paper was lengthy. Now, this time, there were 20 passages, okay, in 2021 CLAT. And each passage contained 6 questions. So, though the number of questions remained 120, number of passages increased by 8. So the paper was lengthy. Like CLAT 2020, most of the questions were judgment based, but qualitatively it was different from CLAT 2020. because in 2021, the format is changed a bit. So there was a question on Babita Punia judgment, which is of the year 2020. There was question on Article 300A of the Constitution, referring to N. Padamma versus Ramakrishna Reddy of the year 2008. There was a question on Inspector of Police versus Murugesan, and this case was of the year 2020. Then Nambi Naruna case, which was of 2015. Then there were certain family law cases, which were from the year 2019 and 2020. So there was again a question on Minority and Guardianship Act, referring to Geeta Hariharan versus RBI case of 1999. A question on Companies Act, referring to SFI versus Rahul Modi case of 2019. There was a comprehension on PIL, which was asked, where judgments such as MC Mehta of 1997, Deepika Jagatram judgment, which is of 2021, then Fertilizer Corporation Kamgar Union judgment of 1981 was referred. So there was a paragraph on disability, and questions were asked both from Naval Kishore Sharma of 2021 and Jija Ghosh of 2016. Similarly, questions were asked on Vikas Kumar versus UPSC, which is of 2020 judgment, then Swapnil Tripathi judgment, which is of 2018, etc. So we can see there is a mix of both, right? Recent judgments and landmark judgments on the topic. Besides, the most important judgments, such as judgments on reservation, judgments on NEET, etc., were not asked. Rather, CLAT has chosen specific topics like company law, contract law, family law, environmental law, and landmark judgments on them were asked. Now, let's see that besides, even though a student may not have heard of a judgment, he could fairly attempt the questions. For example, there was a passage which was given from Inspector of Police versus Murugesan. You might not have heard the name of the judgment, but the questions under this particular paragraph, which was given from Inspector Police versus Murugesan, they were static questions. They were static in nature. There was a question about special power of High Court in grant of bail under Section 439. Question about which court is competent to grant bail under Section 439. Question about which category of offenses in which court may impose conditions while enlarging a person on bail under Section 439. So what to expect in CLAT 2022? Our view at Lex Templum is that we will have to divide the question paper into 4 parts. Subjective part, judgments, current topics, and static parts. Let's discuss each of them in some details. Most probably, the subjective paper will be retained in CLAT PG 2022. This will be the rank decider. To prepare well for subjective paper, we need to divide into this paper into some categories. First is the writing practice. It is most important. It does not matter how much we have read. The examiner is going to check the answer. That is what we have written in the paper. So we need to have a strategy for answer writing. For a subjective answer, 2 qualities are important: content and presentation. Both are equally important. Most serious candidates will have an idea about the content, but your presentation will decide whether you're getting top 5 NLUs or not. So focus should be on both content and presentation. In Lex Templum, we teach the answer writing skills with focus on content as well as presentation. Once in a while, we will be providing you with model answers for guidance. Another important aspect is the selection of topics for answer writing. In CLAT PG, normally 4 to 5 questions covering different areas of laws will be asked, out of which a candidate is required to answer 2 questions. The candidate has to decide which question should be attempted. For that matter, you will have to decide which is your strong area. If fundamental rights is your strong area, then you may attempt a question on reservation. But when I say strong area, it means you should know all the legal developments, or at least most of the legal developments in it. Let's take an example. In reservation, you should know all the developments starting from N.M. Thomas, Karamchari Sangh to Indra Swani, Ajit Singh, Nagraj, Jarnail Singh, B.K. Pavitra, Davinder Singh, Maratha Reservation, and all other cases, including concepts mentioned in the Shebrulu Leela Prasad Rao case and Rakesh Kumar. All this judgment will provide a holistic understanding of the issue. Similarly, if jurisprudence is your strong area and you are attempting an abstract question, you must bring in some theoretical paradigm to answer the question. So choice of topic is very important. How to choose a topic? It all depends on what study materials you have. Most students will be reading the static parts from the standard books, including reference books like any reference book. So we at Lex Templum provide you with high quality notes, not rip-offs from some online blog, but collated from very standard sources. And we will provide you with summary of judgments also. Apart from that, you need to visit different standard blogs like Live Law, Bar and Bench, and there are many more, but these two are sufficient. They will provide you with important perspective on recent legal developments. So for example, if today CLAT PG they will provide you with important perspective on recent legal developments. So for example, if today CLAT PG is to happen, they will definitely ask a question on bail, a question on NDPS, and power of police officer in investigation because of the Aryan Khan episode, which is hogging the limelight. So you need to keep yourself abreast with all recent legal developments and prepare yourself with contents. So when you see Aryan Khan on TV, your mind should take you to section 437 of CRPC. Arnab Goswami judgment on bail, Tufan Singh versus State of Tamil Nadu judgment, etc. So you should also regularly watch the video lectures by Faizan Mustafa sir. Finally, time management is the most important thing. You should be able to complete the paper. For that, you will need to practice a lot again and again. So we at Lex Templum will provide you with enough mock tests for improving your time management skills. After CLAT 2021, a question comes to you: should we read the recent judgments or the landmark judgments? This is a very difficult question, but nobody can give you a satisfactory answer. Still, we believe you should not leave any recent judgment. Besides that, if there is an important legal debate going on, you should study the landmark cases that have talked about it. For example, if reservation is an issue, you should be aware of Indra Swani and N.M. Thomas. Recently, Part 9B of the Constitution is partly struck off by the Supreme Court. So we should know all landmark judgments related to basic structure doctrine, doctrine of severability, and judgments on Schedule 7. Now, CLAT 2021 showed that we cannot ignore about our static part. We need to have good conceptual clarity on every subject. With conceptual clarity, application-oriented questions can be solved. In CLAT 2021, they have asked questions on family law, contract law, CRPC, etc. Hence, we cannot ignore any of our subjects. In any case, preparing the static portion will help in other entrance examination like IELTS and other examinations. So the Lex Templum notes are exhaustive in this respect. Finally, you need to devise a plan. You need to complete your static part by the month of December 2021. After that, focus should be on answer writing, learning the recent judgments, and revising the static parts. When you're giving CLAT PG, you should aim for the top 5 NLUs. Though all NLUs are good, but the experience in top NLUs is obviously surreal. I hope that this video would help you in your CLAT PG preparation for 2022. Thank you for watching this video. If in case you have any doubts, please comment and do reach us out at Lex Templum. Thank you.